Now I'm going to ask you to do something kind of serious at your table just before we wrap up. There are 4 major generations that are working on community projects right now, and of course we still have maturers, and we have Generation Z coming in, and some of you would fall into that category. If you wanted to have an activity in your community that would attract all the generations that you have there, I'm going to ask you at your table to come up with a couple of ideas for activities that would just draw everyone in, no matter if they were 90 or if they were 5 years old. We know that for World War II generations, some things they care about are stability, direction, work ethic. If something was going to be planned, they would care that everybody did their part. We know that boomers want flexibility, they want options, they want to brainstorm, but most of all, they want something that's really going to be enjoyed. They want people to be able to say, gosh, that was really fun. And Generation Xers want growth and direction, they want some pathways, they want to be able to see that something will take them from one place to the next. And Generation Y, they want options, joy, chance to be creative. We did some focus groups in our hometown because we were going to put together a group mentoring project at our church. And we asked, I'd kind of forgotten how concrete little children are, and we asked the kids in the focus group, the oldest kids were 9 in the focus group, and we asked them, what are some things that you would really like in a mentoring program? And we told them a little bit about what a mentoring program was about, and they said, well, what we'd really like most would be markers. And we said, we'll talk about that. And what we didn't realize was we have really, really poor kids and really, really rich kids in our area, and then lots of people in between. The really, really poor kids didn't have markers because they couldn't afford them, and they had no paper to write on, even if they would have had markers. The richest little girl in the focus group that I did lives in a multi-million-dollar house. They have pretty much all white carpeting, and her mom will not allow them to have markers because they might get it on the carpet. And so what we realized was some things that we hadn't even thought about, that there were some things that are kind of basics that everybody might really want and everybody might enjoy. Well, I'm going to ask you to think more along the line of activities. If you were going to bring people together on a Sunday afternoon, what would be something that from the oldest to the youngest people in your community they would enjoy? And we'll get some reports. Decide who's going to be your reporter from your table.
Treasure hunt, county fair, carnival, ice cream making contest, magic show, circus, karaoke, art craft show contest, raffles, and community project.
I'm just going to talk about one. Okay. And we do cardboard boat races in Dashler. It's something we do. And it's in the swimming pool, and everybody builds, or you can build a boat out of cardboard and duct tape. And then they have a race in the pool to see who can get down and back. And it's pretty fun to watch. And we decided that everyone could help build the boats, and people that could swim pretty well could be in the boats, and could have people judging and stuff.
Okay, and cheering.
Yep.
All right, we decided that we were going to have like a bazaar or dinner, and it involves like a bunch of family and community, and it'd have like music and games and food, so that's what.
We have like any sports, any games with like kids participating, because like parents and grandparents like to come and watch the kids. A parade or fair, like dance teams, community activities, church functions or dinners, and concerts.
We had a dance, a community activity like a carnival or a craft show, a potluck dinner, and then like a comedian or a melodrama show where you could have like people would serve food, have like an ice cream social.
And you could have people throwing popcorn, and yeah, that'd be fun. I think you have a good list, and hopefully have maybe started thinking about what are some things that would draw everyone together. Well, I'm going to ask you to do one last thing. If you'll reconnect with your original partner or partners, the one you worked with on the 20 questions, and so you can talk to them comfortably, and choose between you a person 1 and a person 2, and if there were 3 of you, a person 3. So 1 and a 2, and a 3 if you've got one. Okay, and now how many of you, who are the ones? How many ones volunteered to be one? How many ones got volunteered by somebody else who said, you be 1, I'll be 2? Okay, so we're going to, yeah, Jesse's the only one I heard that just said, I'll be 1, 2, 3. Well, I'm going to start with the 2s. And 2s, your job is to give person 1, and if you've got person 3, give them a genuine compliment, something you really like about them. This is one of the few things that crosses all generations. They can't say anything. They can't respond. They can sit and smile, but they can't respond, and I'll give them something to say. And you'll need to go to both to person 1 and person 3 if you've got a group of 3. Okay, 2s, get some compliments in mind, go. Okay, person who just received this compliment, look your partner in the eye and say to them with some feeling, say, thank you. Will you tell me that again? And they can tell you again, and you can respond this time. Thank you. Will you tell me that again? Okay, this time we're going to switch to person 1, and person 1 back to person 2, and if you've got a person 3, they're going to get kind of a double set of compliments here. And people who are the receivers, just sit and you can smile, soak them up, but don't say anything, and I'll give you something different to say. Okay, 1s, go. Okay, person or people who just got the compliments, turn toward your partner and say this with a little panache. Say to them, you certainly know quality when you see it. Now, see, you might have been tempted to say that anyway. Well, let me ask this. Which was easier, giving or receiving? You know, one of the things I love about different generations in the same room at the same time is you get a mix of answers on that. If you have all boomers and World War II generation and matures, they'll all say, oh, giving was much easier. I hated receiving. And X, Y, and Z will say, you know what, I like getting a compliment once in a while. This is great. What I would encourage you to do is know that it's one of the few things that really does cross all generations. So as you notice things you appreciate about one another in your communities, let people know. That does nice things for their esteem, and if they're able to take the compliment, it does nice things for your esteem in the process. Thanks. Have a great afternoon.